Good morning, dear students. The topic here we are going to discuss is two bodies in contact on a horizontal surface. Okay, ma'am. Two bodies in contact on a horizontal surface. அதாவது ஒன்னோட ஒன்று காண்டாக்டில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ரெண்டு பாடிஸ் அதாவது ஹரிசாண்டல் சர்ஃபேஸில் இருக்குது. அப்போது அதோட காண்டாக்ட் வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஓகே, ஸோ two bodies in contact on a horizontal surface means consider two bodies having mass m1 and m2. Consider m1 is greater than m2. Okay, so if it means horizontal surface m1 is greater than m2, so I will get like this. Okay, obviously there will be force acting on it. If there is force means there will be acceleration due to motion. Okay, ma'am. So there is acceleration, force and mass. It means we are going to discuss here Newton's second law, right? So this force is acting on the direction of x direction, which means positive x direction. So write the equation Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. So here we are denoting the direction, so positive x direction, so denoted as F I cap is equal to ma I cap. The force and acceleration is in same direction. Okay, so from this equation we know force is directly proportional to mass and acceleration. Here is m1 and m2, two masses, so it means m will be m1 plus m2, right? So substituting this value in the above equation number 1, F I cap is equal to m1 plus m2 into a I cap. So both is in same direction, so we can rewrite the equation as F is equal to m1 plus m2 into a. To get the acceleration, a is equal to F divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the acceleration we get. Okay, so now consider the force acting on m2 with the contact of m1. So there will be contact between m1 and m2 because of m1. What will be the change in m2? So we want to write this equation as F21 in vector notation because there will be both magnitude and direction. Okay, so F21 vector, if it means, we know according to Newton's third law there will be equivalent and opposite reaction, so we can write it as F12 vector, right? So now we are going to find out the value for F12, which is acting in the negative x direction. Okay, so according to this, consider the figure m1. This is F and this is F12 because acting in the opposite direction, right? So we can write the equation as F minus F12 is equal to, so capital F minus F12 is equal to m1a. So by substituting the direction, negative x direction, we can write it as F I cap minus F12 I cap is equal to m1a I cap. So neglecting the direction, by comparing the equations, we can write it as F minus F12 is equal to m1a. We already know the value for a, so here we are going to substitute the value for a. Before that, F is equal to this minus F12 will get come this side as positive F12 plus M1A, right? So capital F is equal to F12 plus M1 into the value of A is F divided by M1 plus M2. Here we are going to find the value for F12. So I get F12 this side and change the signs, plus into minus. So F12 is equal to capital F minus M1 into F divided by M1 plus M2, right? So from this equation, first the term F is common for both the terms, so I'll take F outside as a common factor. So F if I take F here outside means I'll get 1 minus m1 into F divided by m1 plus m2 this here F becomes 1 because the common factor F taken outside. It means F into cross multiplication m1 plus m2 minus m1 divided by m1 plus m2. So plus m1 and minus m1 will be neglected. So F12 is equal to capital F capital M2 divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the force acting on m2 because of m1. Okay. So F12 is acting on the negative x direction. So we can write the equation as F12 is equal to minus Fm2 divided by m1 plus m2. So here we get the answer for F12. And what about the F21? If it means it is positive x direction, right? So again write the equation for Newton's second law. F is equal to ma and the direction positive x is equal to Fi cap m a I cap. Okay, here by substituting the above equation in Newton's third law, we know that every action has its equivalent and opposite reaction. So by straight itself we can write the equation F21 is equal to plus Fm2 divided by m1 plus m2, right? So this is the equation 2 and equation 3. The equation 2 and equation 3 is same but in opposite direction. Thus, Newton's third law has proven. Okay. So first consider two blocks with different mass m1 and m2. From that, using Newton's second law, we get the value for acceleration. A is equal to F divided by m1 plus m2. Then we get the answer for F12 which is acting opposite direction and with F21 which is acting in x positive direction. Okay, from that we get that Newton's third law is proved. Okay, so the next topic we are going to discuss is motion of connected bodies. Okay, so motion of connected bodies. Here also we are going to consider two bodies with mass m1 and m2. Okay, wow. So the two masses are connected with a string, right? So if it means the force will act as vertically or horizontally or in both the cases. Okay, with this string question we are going to deal with two different cases. One is vertical and another one is horizontal. Okay, ma'am. So first we will discuss with vertical motion. Okay, so vertical motion. Okay, kindly listen this diagram here. This is the string and the mass m1 and m2. This is at rest position first. When it gets into a motion with force, it will be act like the m2 will move upwards, which means in y direction. Okay, so m1 and a will comes downwards, but it lifts m2 upwards. Okay, but this m1 will lift m2 upwards. So it is also act as a y direction but in opposite direction. Okay, so in vertical motion here we are going to consider same two blocks m1 and m2, two masses. Here m1 is greater than m2, right? When force acts as vertically or horizontally, it actually produces tension. Okay, so the tension in the string be T. Okay, so the tension is denoted as T and acceleration as A. Okay, so when the system is released, the blocks start moving. M2 vertically upward, as I already told that M2 moved vertically upward and M1 downward with same acceleration A. Okay, here the acceleration is same for both the blocks. The gravitational force M1g on mass M1 is used in lifting the mass M2. Okay, right. So the upward direction is chosen as y direction because it is straightforward acting as vertically. So it is in the direction of y, right? By applying Newton's second law with respect to tension M2, which means mass on the block m2 and a acceleration, right? So Newton's second law for mass m2, we can written the equation as Tj cap minus m2g j cap is equal to m2a j cap. Here force is noted as tension minus gravitational force into mass, right? So T j cap minus mg j cap is equal to m2a j cap, right? Okay. So j cap denotes the direction y, right? So the left hand side of the above equation is the total force that acts on m2, and right hand side is the product of mass and acceleration of m2 in y direction, right? So this gives the total force and this gives the acceleration, product of mass and acceleration in y direction. Okay, so by comparing this equation, we can rewrite the equation T minus mg is equal to m2a, right? So Newton's second law for mass m1, here I have noted that m2, and next I am going to write the equation for m1. So the equation becomes T j cap minus m1 g j cap is equal to minus m1 a j cap. This minus sign denotes that m1 g is acting downwards, right, which means opposite direction. So again we can rewrite the equation as T minus m1g is equal to minus m1a, right? Okay, so now by comparing the components, okay, so T minus m1g is equal to minus m1a, we can rewrite this equation as m1g minus t is equal to m1a. By making this one positive term, I rewrite the sign. I change the sign this side. Okay, hope everyone understand this equation. So I have make this negative direction as a positive direction. m1a is equal to, here I change the sign, negative as positive and positive as negative, right? Okay, so next the equation, keep this equation as 1 and this one is 2. So by comparing this equation both 1 and 2, we can rewrite the equation as m1g minus m2g is equal to m1a plus m2a, right? Because the common term t can be neglected, right? Okay, so m1g minus m2g is equal to m1a plus m2a. So I compare these two equations and I get this equation. So note it as third equation. Okay, right. Next, so here g is a common factor. So I can write the equation as m1 minus m2 into g is equal to, here a is common, so m1 plus m2 into a. Right. To get the acceleration, a is equal to m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into g. Right. So I keep a in the LHS side and bring m1 plus m2 as a divisible one. Right. So I get the value for acceleration. So acceleration a is equal to m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into g. Okay. Then consider that if both the mass is same, m1 is equal to m2 means this whole equation becomes 0, because a is equal to m1 is 0 minus 0 divided by 0 plus 0 into g. Anything multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. So a is 0. If both the masses is same, the acceleration will be 0. So it says that the masses are equal, there is no acceleration, and the system as a whole will be at rest. If there is no acceleration means there will be no motion, right? Okay, so the tension acting on the string, we can get it as T minus m2g is equal to m2 into m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2. So just I am substituting the value a in equation number 1, right? So T minus m2g is equal to m2. This is the value of a. So the value of a is m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2. Okay, then T is equal to, get this m2g that side, so it will become positive. So m2g plus m2 into m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2. So both the term m2 is common, so take m2 as a common term and write 1 plus m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into g, right? Okay, so T is equal to m2, multiply this with this one, because cross multiplication we get m1 plus m2 plus m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into g. So m2 will be neglected, so T is equal to m2 into 2m1 divided by m1 plus m2 into g, right? So multiplying these things inside, we will get 2m1 m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into g. Okay, up to this everyone can understand? Okay, thus we find the value of acceleration and tension T. A is acceleration and T is tension. Okay, so this is the equation gives the value for acceleration. From common we can written that for mass m1, right? For mass m1, the vector is given by, for mass m1 the acceleration vector is given by a vector is equal to minus m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 j cap, because the vector term denotes as magnitude and direction, right? So this j cap gives the direction in y direction. Okay, so a vector is equal to minus m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into j cap. This negative sign implies that the mass m1 comes downwards to lift the mass m2, right? If it means, what will be the acceleration vector for m2? A vector is equal to plus m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 into j cap, right? So these are the values for acceleration and tension we will get for vertical motion, right? Okay, now we will deal with horizontal motion. Okay, in this horizontal motion case, mass m2 is kept on a horizontal table and mass m1 is hanging through a smallest pulley. Okay, so consider that is a table on table, and on the table there is a mass m2. It is moving on a horizontal plane and it is connected with the pulley, and m1 is connected with downstairs m1. Okay, so if it means there will be mg, so m2 is acting horizontal plane and m1 is in vertical plane, right? If it means, here we can consider two cases, which means the force experienced by m1 and force experienced by m2. Okay, so both blocks are connected to the unstretchable string. m1 moves with an acceleration a downward and m2 also moves with the same acceleration horizontally. The acceleration is same in both the cases, but m2 is moving on a horizontal plane and m1 is moving in vertical plane. Okay, now the force acting on mass m2, force on m2 acting on a mass m2. So m2 downward gravitational force, so it is connected with pulley and acting horizontally. It mass is experienced with gravitational force m2g. Okay, then the normal force will applied vertically, so which means in upwards. So the normal force acts upwards. Horizontal tension exerted by the string, so here the string will exert the tension, it produces tension, and the force acting on mass m1, right? Here the gravitational force is downward and it is m1g, tension acting upwards, and T. Okay, in both m1 and m2 there is a tension T and gravitational force acting m1g and m2g. In case m2, the normal force acting upwards, right? Okay, so now we are going to solve this session considering horizontal cases, right? So now by applying Newton's second law for mass m1, okay, this is mass m1. Here we are going to apply Newton's second law. Tension Tj cap, which means it acts in vertical direction, y direction. So Tj cap minus m1g j cap is equal to minus m1 a j cap along y direction downward. So we get this is tension related with force. So T j cap minus m1 g j cap gives total force, and this is Newton's second law, mass into acceleration. Okay, so F is equal to ma. So now applying Newton's second law for mass m2, it is acting on horizontal plane, which means x direction. So we can write it as Ti cap is equal to m2ai cap because there is no gravitational force. Okay, by comparing these two equations, this equation we can written as T minus m1g is equal to minus m1a, and this equation we can written as T is equal to m2a. N j cap minus m2 g j cap is equal to 0. Here capital N is normal force. So we can write the equation as n minus m2g is equal to 0. So capital N is equal to m2g. So just keep it here. Now back to the equation T is equal to m2a. We can substitute this equation A in the above equation. T minus m1g is equal to minus m1a. So here the value is T is equal to m2a, right? So m2a is, for substituting T, minus m1g is equal to minus m1a. Okay. So m2a minus m1g is equal to minus m1a. So m2a, get this minus m1a this side, it becomes positive. So m1a. So m2a plus m1a, right? m1g. Okay. So by taking a as a common factor, m2 plus m1 is equal to m1g, and a is equal to m1g divided by m2 plus m1. So here we get the value for acceleration. Now we want to find out the value for tension, right? So by substituting the value of acceleration in the above equation A, T is equal to m2 into the value of A is m1 divided by m2 plus 1 into g. So here we get the value for tension. Okay. So comparing motion in both cases, in vertical and horizontal, these are the results. We find out acceleration and tension in both the cases, right? From this result, it is clear that the tension in the string for horizontal motion is half of the tension for vertical motion for same set of masses and strings, right? Which means the tension in the string for horizontal, okay, motion is half of the tension for vertical. So it is vertical is twice the time of horizontal. So this result has an important application in industries where means the ropes used in conveyor belts, which is horizontal motion, work for longer duration than those of cranes and lifts, which is acting as a vertical motion, right? Thus here we have seen the topic motion of connected bodies, both in vertical and horizontal cases. Okay, so here today we discussed the two topics. Hope everyone understand these two topics. If you have any doubt, please note it down and let us discuss in our class. Okay, thank you ma'am. Thank you for listening the class.